So, like, I was reading, and I definitely, like, almost fell asleep. And I was like, oh, wait, I have to stream. I have to, like, actually do streaming today. Good evening, Elion. Good evening. Hello. Hello. I first. Uh, Happy Saturday. Is that a reference to something? I fear I don't know if it is. Do you guys like the swirly straw my roommate gave me? Honestly, I kind of like wanted to get one for a while. But alas, I'm poor. Hence the streaming. I'm doing great. I had a chicken sandwich with bacon and a large soda. Okay, that literally sounds like awesome. Like, that sounds like the ideal meal right there. When, let's see, I used to drink with swirling straws. No, right? They're fun. Like, I don't know what it is. I just like them. Like, I remember that a long time ago, a friend of mine made like these delicious like sandwiches where it was like grilled cheese, but it had like chicken and ranch. That like is one of the best sandwiches I've ever had. Watching Elion live while crossing the street is peak. Oh my gosh. Look both ways before crossing the street. So how did everything go, Elion? I mean, like everything, like life. No, it's been going well. Um, on my Armored Core stream, like my last Armored Core stream, I was actually surprised that I was able to like beat two bosses, and I think I'm getting like much better at that game than I originally was when I first started playing that. But yeah, and then as I said at the beginning of this stream, I like was reading, and then I was like, I almost fell asleep, and then I was like, wait, I can't fall asleep. But yeah. You have to start Bunny Senpai already. Oh gosh. I'll watch it someday. For sure. I think, like, so Juan is finally catching up to, like, My Hero Academia, which has me, like, super hyped because I think there's just, like, in the most recent season of it, there's, like, so many cool moments, and I was like, oh, I can't talk to Juan about these cool moments because he hasn't watched it. So I was like, the other day, I was like, Juan, you have to watch My Hero Academia while I'm at work. And then I got home and I was like, we have to keep watching My Hero Academia. You're from Nepal. Hello, from Nepal. Welcome to the stream. I'm always so like baffled by like I don't know what the time zones are in like other regions right now. But there will be people who are like, "Yeah, I'm watching your streams at like 10 a.m." and like that's like normal time, but then they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm also watching your streams at like 1 a.m. But yeah. I watched up to season 5, but only because I didn't have Crunchyroll. And now I'll have access to different animes on Netflix. So I ditched it once I got it. It's such a good show though. Like, okay, I imagine it's pretty like one for one to the manga. I am absolutely baffled by like Horikoshi's like writing ability to just remember every single little detail and like make these really small things that like didn't seem that significant like have like a callback to them or make them like tie into like the overall theme of the story. Cuz there's like that one part um I the other day we were watching an episode, and there's like that one part where it's like there's like the statue of All Might and everything, and there's that one woman who's like kind of like taking care of it and whatnot. And it's like the woman that All Might like saved in like his fight with All for One, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Cuz I would not have thought of like writing something like that where it's like you take such a like small moment and tie it into like the overarching theme of the story, how like everything that the characters do like matters. Like them being like heroes and everything, it matters. It like impacts people in a way and whatnot. And like, I think it's just funny because I'm like, I can't even remember in my own writing without like rereading it like 9 times what color socks I gave a character. So just seeing like Horikoshi where he's writing like 60 different characters and remembers all these small details relating to every single one of them. It's like truly impressive to me. But yeah. Have you seen Dragon Ball? I actually like I didn't like used to have seen that's not a word, that's not a phrase. I hadn't seen it until my boyfriend had me watch it with him, specifically Dragon Ball Z Kai. And I actually think I am not AI. I am in fact real. My voice acting content on my channel is also real too. That's all me. Well, that's all me, and then there's like other voice actors sometimes who I'll like collaborate with. Mostly my boyfriend, sometimes like other voice actors I know, but I kind of like to like pay them if I'm gonna have them be in like a thing. And like so then it's like I have to like scrounge up the money if there's like someone I know that I want in like a skit or something. But no, I'm real. And I can do like silly voices.
Like, I can do this kind of voice that's like really small.
Or I can do this kind of voice that's like a deeper version of my voice. Or I can do just like your basic like shonen boy voice. But yeah. My favorite manga right now is Tokyo Ghoul. Season 1 was good, but after it, bro, there isn't enough storytelling to know what's going on. No, yeah, honestly, like, I didn't, like, read the manga and then I watched the show, and I was like, what happened? Like, a little bit into season 2, I felt that way. But then, like, at the end of season 2 and starting season 3, I was like, wait, did I miss something? Like, what? Why can't he remember anything? Where is everyone? Like, I was like so confused. And then I found out that it wasn't adapted quite as faithfully to the manga as maybe it should have been. Um, I really like the like soundtrack and the visuals and everything. But yeah, it's just like kind of a shame because they had to it seems like they like cut a lot of stuff out. A lot of people sometimes like to put out there where they're like, if Tokyo Ghoul was like remade, who do you guys think should like remake it, like studio wise? And I'd be kind of curious to hear your guys like answers. Um, I think that like some people have put Ufotable out there as they would make a good like Tokyo Ghoul adaptation. I think they could do a good job, but some people don't think their art style would like work with it. Though I feel like they kind of like adapt their art style to like whatever they're adapting essentially. But I think like the obvious choice is like Mappa, except Mappa is adapting like a million things. I think Wit Studio could probably also do it. Um, but yeah, let's see. I only watched past season 1. Just oh, that's right. Him and Toka like got married. Okay, by far I think the thing that was like I didn't quite understand like initially in my head. Well, they got married and yeah, they had like a child. I think like in my head I was like, why are people like, I don't know, this seems like a pretty solid anime. Like I don't understand what the beef was. And then I saw like the panel of like Toka and Kaneki's wedding in the manga compared to like the anime. And if for those of you who like haven't read it or haven't seen it, basically like the manga wedding attire is like this super detailed, like crazy, unique like outfits. And then the anime, it was just like not that. And like, I mean, I think there's okay, I want to say this, like I think there's probably some tough choices people have to make when they're animating stuff for budgetary reasons. And especially because you can just add so much detail in like a still drawing. I imagine that's like pretty difficult to do within anime. Again, even the other day as I was like watching My Hero Academia, I was thinking like wow, like some of these characters have like really complex designs and it's like a little bizarre that they were able to like pull it off like fairly consistently. And like I think that it's yeah, but I think that yeah, I like detail in art and it's a shame that that can't always translate to animation. But I think they did like the best they could for the most part. Toka is such a good character. No, for real. She's cool. Let's see. Huge shout out to the pink flannel shirt. Thank you. It matches my swirly straw. Okay, it only matches like a. Oh no, actually, that matches pretty well. But thank you. I'm a sucker for flannels for sure. Let's see. Q&A time. How is your day going? My day is going good. My hair is not doing what I want it to do today. And it's probably because I need to wash it. But it's, yeah, it's a little. Well, now the purple, I'm sure some of you remember I like dyed my hair purple. Now the purple is kind of just like here because that was the only part I successfully got to be like a lighter blonde color. But the more like chunky parts are appearing, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to do something about this eventually. But yeah, let's see. They cut out, yeah, how Kaneki like loses to that detective. I was like, that seemed interesting. And I was like, why they cut that out? But yeah, let's see. People say, oh yeah, I think someone tried to like make the Black Swordsman arc, and I don't know what happened with that. For Berserk, I'm responding to like Leo's comment here. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think it's like a shame too because it's well, and I kind of like I don't really know how this plays into like nowadays now though because we have like streaming and stuff. But my assumption is I think like for the most part there's been a very limited budget it seems like or just limited options of what to do for like Berserk adaptations. Probably because it's just like too intense to like put on like live television and everything. But with streaming, that's kind of becoming like less of a thing, but it's still like kind of a thing, and I'm not quite sure how that works in like Japan. So maybe that's why. But yeah. What's 9 plus 10? I mean, if you if you don't know that, I can't help you. No, I'm kidding. It's I feel like this is a meme. Is that the meme where it's like 21? Or am I forgetting? Another shout out to the swirly straw at the flower. Thank you. I read you're a voice actress. I am a voice actress. And I do silly voices. I do intense voices. I do all the voices that I like to do. Um, but yeah. Season 4 confirmed ReZero. Yes, I'm hyped for that because I was like, okay, don't know if anyone can tell. Um, I really like ReZero. I was like, I wasn't like cynical about it, but I just never like watched it. And I was talking to Juan, I was like, I wish there was like an isekai that had like all of these like story elements. And he's like, you should watch ReZero. And I watched it, and it's like one of my favorite shows. It's funny too because I remember in the trailer, it's like, oh wow, Subaru's like finally wearing something other than like the isekai tracksuit. So like, good on him, because that you ever watch like isekai where the characters wear like the same tracksuits, and it's like you wonder in your head, it's like, did they ever wash the tracksuit, or does it just like smell bad all the time? Hello, welcome to the stream. Like, because I don't know. I think it's like I think that concept is like really funny in my head. If they're just like walking around wearing the isekai tracksuit and they just like absolutely like reek the whole time. But yeah. Yeah, Kentaro Miura passed away. I think his friend slash co-writer or editor is continuing it. But yeah, she said the thing. Oh my gosh. Women can do math. Of course we can do math. I mean, I know some like I know a lot of like very smart women, and I gotta say I was not very good at math when I was well, I was good at math in like middle school, but then after that I was like really bad. I remember once I like well, I went to a school where we took like it had like mandatory courses like and for a time I went to this school that had like mandatory courses. So it's like you couldn't really choose your classes. And I think we took like pre-calculus and like trigonometry or something within the same year, and it was just like too much for me. I was like, my brain can't like keep up with any of this. Everyone at the school is like smart. And then I went to like another school eventually, like just like a basic like public school, and because that one I think was like a public charter school, and I had the same math teacher that year that I had. And she's like, yeah, Noelle knows what I'm talking about. She was in my class with calculus. And I was like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I was like, stop pointing me out. I almost failed the class. I don't remember anything. But yeah, let's see. Need to see Subaru's villain arc. Shield Hero newest season. I haven't seen it yet. I wanna okay, I need to watch things past like the second or the first season of Rising of the Shield Hero. I I have been hesitant because the main voice actor for Naofumi in the dub was like one of my favorite voice actors. Did a really good job voicing that character. And then I'm sure like a lot of you heard he like passed away. And I haven't like I haven't been able to bring myself to watch the show yet because of that. But maybe it's like time. Like, but yeah, that's sorry. This got like really sad suddenly. But yeah, I mean respect obviously because like I think there's so many talented voice actors out there, and it's like there's so many talented people in general out there, and you just never know like what's gonna happen in life, and like I think that it's it's just really interesting to see that their work kind of like gets to live on and like but yeah. Petition for Elion to make me a mod. That's assuming I can do like programming or computers. Or they could use cartoon logic. where they just have an array of the same tracksuit. No, like Charlie Brown, where he has like the same like yellow shirt. Like all of it's like you watch like the old cartoons. And it's like all of the shirts in his closet are just like that one shirt. Oh gosh, these comments. Let's see. Elion, I want you to voice a character. You sent a gift. Oh, thank you. A flower. I love flowers. Let's see. I want you to voice a character in my anime when it gets adapted. Oh, that would be cool. I do really want to be in like I'm hoping to get to like anime. But yeah, that would be awesome. Like how far have you made it into One Piece? I'm sorry guys, I haven't watched One Piece yet. It's I know I have to. But also me and Juan started like Naruto a while back, and that's like pretty long. So I feel like I'm already like committed to Naruto, and I need to finish Bleach. Like, oh my gosh. I think it's like hard sometimes to watch like well, it depends though. It depends what the storyline is. It depends how like consistent it is sometimes. And it depends like what the arcs are. Like I feel like I've discovered it's like sometimes I just need arcs where characters just like sit and talk. And sometimes in like older shonen characters are just like fighting like all the time. And I'm like I need to like the story is good, but I just need them to like slow down a little bit. But yeah. You will start One Piece. Oh gosh. I will eventually. I think like yeah, I probably should watch it. What does that even mean? Oh man. I gotta stay hydrated. But yeah, I like, I'm trying to think of what else I've been doing. Oh yeah, it's, so my producer who's helping me to like put together my music and just like edits the stuff and works with a synthetic like sounding stuff, which is like really cool. For my music, we've been working on that, and she sent me like the like what had been done with the song so far, and it's sounding really good. I think like probably just because I'm like I know how my voice sounds, and sometimes I get insecure about my own vocals. I'm like this sounds great. My singing is less great, but she's doing like a very good job, and I'm just like I'm so excited for the future of that. Would tax evasion be allowed in your line of no? I don't I don't even when you're a voice actor, I don't think you can just like evade taxes. That's cuz that's a crime. uh Formal line ladies, Autotech just entered the chat. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. My story is called The Exiled. It's about where these high schoolers are on a chain of islands and you gotta finish the game. Oh, so this is like a like I was gonna compare it to like this is like Danganronpa, but then I was like, wait, I've never I don't think I've seen or played Danganronpa. No, I played a little of Danganronpa. I haven't seen it though, and I was about to make an assumption. That sounds cool though. That feels very like in a good way. That feels very like 2010s kind of anime to me. You know, like stuff like uh I like how I didn't name anything. Like like Dead Man Wonderland or like there's like quite a few other shows like that. I mean Akame ga Kill's not really like that, but it feels like in a similar kind of like genre. I feel like oh, Angels of Death is one. But yeah. That's like that sounds cool though. No, the concept is Squid Games. Oh, you also make music? That's cool. Today I sent a friend one of my songs. My music goes for a more orchestral sound though. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I need to practice just my violin more with some of the songs I've written that are going to be like more alternative, specifically more like alternative cinematic kind of style. But the song I'm working on currently is like rock and we're gonna we're gonna see how people feel about it eventually because I think it's like it's hard to make good rock music. So far everyone I've talked to likes it, which is that's a good thing because I'm always like, okay, song and not just me because I like made the song. But yeah, that's kind of my mindset going into that. But yeah. Guys, should I send Elion an unreleased song of mine? Just like drop it in the chat. Oh man. I can sing you my song on Discord if you are interested. It's supposed to have a Disney villain song tone and is written for an original character in my book series. Oh, that's awesome. Man. I love like did you sing in it? I love like songs with like really great and like really strong vocals. Oh, this is also something this weekend where it's like I've been looking at a lot of like Kevin Penkin's music, who wrote the music for Rising of the Shield Hero and like Spice and Wolf and a bunch of other cool stuff. And like it's like some of the lyrics are like online and I'm like, "Oh, I can like my favorite song to practice sometimes just cuz it's like a really good one for me vocally." Is Falling Through Starlight from season 1 of Rising of the Shield Hero. But then it's like sometimes I'll get like I'll be like, okay, there's like people singing in like different languages in this and they're like doing amazing and then they also just have the most beautiful voices ever. Like I think in Spice and Wolf there's this one song. The song is Merchant Meets the Wise Wolf, I think. And Elspeth Bodden, I believe, is the name of the singer that he got for that song. And just listening to that song, I'm like, she sounds amazing. And every time I listen to like his soundtracks, I'm like, everyone who sings these songs sounds amazing. But yeah, I wish there was like more of his like just lyrics out there, sheet music, so I could like practice it. But yeah, it's just like beautiful. Yes, I did sing in it, but well, I'm not the best singer to be honest. I think we all feel that way a little bit, even when we have like singing training or just like singing lessons, like because there's always that like element where it's like you start to get like comfortable with your voice and then you kind of want to sound like someone else a little bit. And that's like it's getting comfortable with your voice that's like kind of hard. But yeah, I sung it out of necessity. The character it was written for is a woman. Oh, I see. Did you like take it down an octave or like what was like I mean, I guess it's like interesting cuz like I feel like like tenor is like the soprano for dudes and then like baritone is like the mezzo soprano for dudes and like So maybe you didn't have to like change the octaves necessarily, depending on your vocal range. But yeah. Oh my gosh. This comment. Raven says, "Hi, hi, welcome to the stream." But yeah, I think like it's I think the thing I struggle with the most in my singing is because I've been more classically trained. It really helps me to just like learn to sing loud and learn to sing clear and learn to sing in my head voice without like tension in my throat. But the thing I'm like trying to work on, but it's hard because I don't want to like hurt my voice, is belting, because that's like it's belting just it sounds like different for sopranos than it does for like altos, which I'm trying to like get used to. But and it's like difficult because you'll listen to some people sing it. It's like, why is their belting sound so good? And it's like, well, they have like a totally different vocal range than I do. And like sometimes you question if your belting sounds good, and like it's in general the technique is kind of difficult where it's like it has to be very forward but also very like open back here as well. But yeah. Let's see. I just sung it normally. I guess it can be a guide if I get a more legit singer for the character. You should put out like a casting call, either on Casting Call Club or Twitter. Because sometimes people do just put out there, like, hey, I need someone to sing for like this thing. And then you have people audition. You either like give them the song and the instrumentals, or you have them do just like whatever song. But yeah, let's see. I remember watching the last episode of Spice and Wolf and getting that full screen jump scare. Oh gosh. Have I ever heard of McLovin? Oh my gosh. I know the reference, but I haven't watched the movie. Let's see. I will once the project is in that stage, but I'm still in the writing slash demo reading stage. I do plan on getting some audio made for it, but that's for the future. I mean, yeah, that's like valid and that's fair. I think it's always good to like plan things out sometimes. So that way it's like it's because I think like especially with singing, it's like hard to just be like, okay, just sing. Just go for it. Just sing this how you think it would sound or how you interpret it to sound. And that's like difficult. So yeah. The replacement disc worked. Can I get a hell yeah? What disc? What happened? For like a computer? Let me do the AMV for your song. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. I the I think I'm just gonna release the song as like literally just like a song with like an album cover. I'm gonna ask one of my friends who's like a photographer to shoot the album cover. I think that's gonna be kind of interesting because I think like in my head, I was like, should I try and go for like the more like rock aesthetic album cover wise? And I was like, well, who am I as like a person in like just how I make music and like what are the elements of my music. And I was like, I kind of concluded, I was like, I think there is a bit of like this aspect of me where like I really do like rock music and I really do like that edginess. But I also kind of am inspired by just a lot more like classical and cinematic type of styles of music as well. So I'm hoping with this like album cover that it kind of like plays into that a bit, but still feels like fitting. Like it doesn't feel like too like diverting from like the rock genre. But yeah. And then it'd be cool if I did like a music video someday. Oh, you're on Spotify and SoundCloud now? I don't have a Spotify yet, but I should get a Spotify. But yeah, I think it's like interesting because I think in a way when you like make music, it's already gonna be like your own style that's also inspired by like other styles. And so then you just kind of like aesthetically mix in like your own style a bit. And so I just decided like I think my style is like yes, just like the edgy and like gritty kind of like feeling, but with like a little bit of like just like classical. And I think that yeah. I'm so confused by this comment. I do have a guitar. I have a blue guitar. I have an electric guitar, but not an amp. But sometimes when my roommates let me use like their amp, Juan got for me for Christmas, I should like, oh, I should use that guitar sometime on stream. But only when I have like the amp, because like when you're playing electric guitar without an amp, it's just like twing. Like you can like barely hear it. So that wouldn't be like a great stream without an amp. You guys just like couldn't hear the guitar the whole time. But yeah. Madge is meowing. I think she wants in. The cat wants in. Welcome, cat. Take a seat. Or don't take a seat. Walk away if you wish. Okay, now she's just like pawing at the carpet. Do you want to come in or not? Meow. Okay. I'm gonna leave you out here, but you missed your opportunity. Okay. But yeah. Oh man. I need my like unicorn to complete this look right now. Now I'm committed to the pink. Say hi to the subscribers.
Hi.
That was the unicorn, guys. That wasn't me. Let's see. For the Japanese VA for Subaru. Oh yeah, in the Japanese VA for Rudius and Jobless Reincarnation. Got married a week ago, I think. That's crazy. When the isekai protagonists get married. I heard about that. I remember everyone like making like memes of it and just like photoshopping like Subaru and like Rudius's like wedding. And like oh man. Photoshop is truly like the greatest gift to mankind. Jobless Reincarnations for the Goonies. Oh gosh. I could go on a whole spiel about the the how I think the world building of that show is great and I wish the show wasn't weird because it has potential. But it's yeah, it's a lot for sure. But yeah, I think that's why like I think yeah, ReZero is probably my favorite isekai for sure. I also well, I've already explained like all the isekais I like. But yeah. I'm trying to find like other isekais out there that are good, but I think a lot of them are just more like one-time adventures based and not inherently like as storyline based. Um, but yeah, it's fun every now and then. I'll get Juan to watch like a like not like I even have to really like persuade him that much to like watch it, but sometimes he'll watch like romance animes or like slice of life animes with me. And he's like, that was pretty good. That was pretty solid. And like he'll kind of like get into it too when he's like mad at characters for not because of like bad writing, but just mad at how like characters are acting in like a story. Um let's see. But yeah, like I think that like it's like what did we watch recently where he was like that? Oh yeah, we watched like a friend recommended to me Sugar Apple Fairy Tale, and I was like, oh, that was like a pretty like fun show. And so then I like had Juan watch like Sugar Apple Fairy Tale, and there's this one part towards spoilers if you haven't seen Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. So at the beginning, the main character is gonna she makes like sugar confections. She like she designs this like sugar confection based on like her mom's designs because her mom was a sugar artisan, but her mom like passed away. And then like this dude who initially liked her but then kind of like hates her steals her sugar confection and pretends it's his own and enters it in the contest. And so she makes another one, but it's like at this point she's grown more into like becoming comfortable with her own designs and her own like creativity in making sugar confections. And so at one point, like she shows up and she's like, this dude stole my design. And they're like, okay, well, we need you guys to prove like whose design this like actually is. And so they task them with making a sugar confection of like a butterfly similar to the design. The dude's doesn't look like anything like it at all. It looks terrible because obviously he like stole it and everything. So they're like, okay, it's not this dude. But then they look at hers. They know that she made it at that point because it's obviously not that dude. But then she's gotten like much better and much more like creative in her own way with how she does that. And so they're like, "Oh, we can't give you the sugar confectionery license or like medal because this one is way better than that one." And obviously it's like a thing and they're like, "You'll just have to try again next year." It's a thing where she's like, "Oh, I'm like growing into a better like sugar artisan and everything." But Juan was like so mad. He's like, "That is so stupid. They literally didn't give her the medal because within a short span of time she got better at what she does than what she was like already good at." And he was like so mad. But all around he liked the show. Um so yeah. I hate when characters take the blame for stuff they know they didn't do and don't defend themselves. No, yeah, because initially she didn't even like try to do that. It's like just try to tell them that like he stole it. But then also later on you find out in the story it's like okay, there to be fair, there is like a whole like world building thing where it's like women aren't as respected as like sugar artisans and everything, and that's why there's not like a lot of them that are like sugar artisans. Um, but they didn't explain it at that point in the story. So at the time it was like, yeah, just like tell them. But yeah, it's like but Juan ended up liking that show. He thought it was like really fun and like really sweet. He's like, you're kind of like the main character because she's very determined but also a little silly sometimes. But yeah, I think like Juan's favorite romance animes, I think we both like them though, is like he likes My Love Story because that one is just like so like cute and wholesome and also funny, especially with like the main character and like his friend. And like I think it's also a cute story in the concept of where it's like it's it really is like the heart of the person that matters and everything, because like I think that like within the story it's like, yeah, those like the two like characters belong together, and they're just very sweet people and very affectionate and very giving. And like some people are very judgmental because of outward appearances, because he's like this like really like tall, like kind of like muscular dude, or just like intimidating dude, like rather. And she's like this very like sweet and kind of like silly girl, but like they just work together so well, and that's like beautiful. And then Love is War, I like how it's like just so, it's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. But then it also has these very like real and interesting moments relating to things like vulnerability and like relationships. But yeah. Watching Ellie on live on a dollar store tree line to buy snacks is peak. What snacks did you get? I mean, that's always like the dollar store is always like coming in clutch for like just like Saturday night movie snacks. From Me to You was my first rom-com anime that was so good and was worth waiting to rewatch for the dub. I don't think I've seen that one. I'll look into it though. Hello there. Could I ask you two questions if that's fine? Yes, you're welcome to ask questions. This is a Q&A stream. Obviously, we don't want the questions to be like creepy, but I doubt you're going to do that, so just ask away. But yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I think like all in all. Oh, another romance anime. I watched this one when I was younger though. I liked Snow White with the red hair. That was a very cute one that I was into when I was in high school. Um, and then like what's another one? I don't know if I necessarily think of like Yona of the Dawn as a romance anime. I feel like it's, well, I don't know. That's such a like side premise in the story. And like I guess I'd consider it more of like a like fantasy type of anime in a way, since like the characters are like dragons, or they like represent like specific dragons. But yeah. That's a good show. Let's see. I know you probably get this a lot, but how do you know your vocal range or practice a more dynamic voice? I always wondered how people practice something unknown till they try it. Like in voice acting or singing? In voice acting, what I did was I looked at like, in terms of like the versatility of doing different kinds of voices, I looked at people or voice actors with a similar kind of like vocal type to mine. Like I hear their voice and I'm like, yeah, I have like a more like deeper-ish voice. Let's see how they do voices. But then also kind of exploring the archetypes a bit and just like finding out where that's like comfortable in your voice. Though I think for most people, a lot of the voices are gonna sit in a very similar place. So like I can only speak as like a girl for like, again, more of just like the like female like vocal ranges. But I think for me, deeper voices are more in my nose rather than my chest. The chest is more like the like gruff and tough voices. The deeper voices, like the antagonist voices, are more like towards my nose. In singing, it's there's a really good vocal warm up for that. There are these things. It's called like sirens because it sounds like a fire truck siren. And you start in like your vocal fry. Your vocal fry is like your sleepy voice and everything. And then you take like a big breath, ideally like using your diaphragm, like thinking of breathing like from the top of your head to the bottom of your toes and like breathing down and just going in like an ooh all the way through your vocal range. Or an ah. You can also do like an ah, though I find like the ah helps more to work through like how I do belting. But the ooh is just good, especially in terms of like getting you into like your head voice and everything. So you just kind of circle around like ooh, and like you can go like ideally higher than that, depending on how much air you're putting behind it. But that's kind of a good way to just get you used to like the different like places where your voice resonates. But yeah. So you are an actress. What characters have you voice acted for? And two, if someone would like to be a voice actor, what beginner tip would you give? To answer the first question, I think like my favorite projects I've been in is like I've been in audio dramas before. I've been in one called Odin's Hall, where I played a character. I played Sif, which was really cool. And like even though she's kind of messing things up for the most part in the story, but it's like very, yeah. I think being in that project was fun. And then just being the antagonist in like a Green Arrow audio drama. And then, let's see, Anamnesis, I've done like promos for. It's like a web comic, and I voiced the character of Chloe. And then the one that I'm currently like really proud of is voicing the character of Princess Merope in Plague of Crowns, which you can, there's like a playlist with a bunch of my voiceover work, and you can like find that video in there. If you would like to be a voice actor, a beginner tip. Well, let me give you tips on like maybe where to start in terms of your practice and then where to go to audition for things. I would audition on Casting Call Club. It's like free, and you just like you create your like profile and everything. Ideally, you create like a demo reel. Though I feel like you usually want to create a demo reel when you're like more comfortable with your voice acting and with your vocal range and the types of voices you can do. The first things you want to work on is inflection and enunciation. So enunciation is just like saying words clearly. Tongue twisters are really good for that. But yeah, just work on saying your words clearly. Make sure just kind of like that it's not like muffled or too closed, or like the words are kind of like sliding into one another and everything. And then the inflection comes after that, where it's like you say those things clearly, and then you add a certain tone to them and emphasize certain words in a sentence. So, like, you know, let's say you're saying, like, you're doing, let's see, maybe like a line that's like, I'm gonna go to work today, or something. And first, you want to make sure you like enunciate that, just like say it clearly. Like it's hard to be like conscious of. But yeah, just like making sure it's not like I'm going to go to work today. Cuz then it's like what did that person say? So just go like I'm going to go to work today. And then you just like choose the tone of how you want to say it. Maybe it's like they're excited to go to work. Like, I'm gonna go to work today. Or maybe they're like less excited and they're like, I'm gonna go to work today. Like, you know? And I think that's a good place to start. But yeah. Sorry, that was like a super long explanation. But yeah. Um oh, thank you. I was really interested of what works you've been in. Yeah, check them out. Like I don't say this enough, but like and obviously you guys are busy and probably have millions of YouTube videos you want to watch, but like I'm so proud of my voice acting sometimes in like projects I'm in, but I'm especially proud of again like voicing Princess Merope in Plague of Crowns because I was like yelling my heart out. I was trying to pace myself. I was trying to have like good delivery, and it turned out so good. But yeah. And there's more to come with that project, which ideally, which I'm super excited. But yeah. I literally made an account last week. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Definitely like and yeah, just like work on that. And then I think once you got enunciation and inflection down, I would say like that's probably when you can start like auditioning for stuff. Cuz I do think to an extent like I think some people will take this approach and that's like fine where it's like they're just starting out and then they just start auditioning too. But in my head I'm like I want to be like kind of when I first got into it I was like I want to be kind of prepared and like I want to know I'm like I have some sense of like what I'm doing when I auditioned. And so I I personally I did not speak clearly. That was not a good example of enunciation. I would personally just like practice enunciation and inflection a lot. You can practice like reading stuff, reading like web comics or reading a book or something to work on that. And then from there, just like audition for stuff. But yeah, I guess practicing on poems would work well, right? Yes, that would work very well, actually. Because again, there's rhyming, and so you're kind of like you're keeping with like a rhythm while you're speaking, and then you're enunciating everything, and then you're choosing like a specific like emotion and delivery of like how you're doing that poem and whatnot. But yeah, that's my recommendation. I'm almost out of water. But yeah. Also, this isn't mandatory, but I will say singing does help with voice acting. And voice acting helps with singing. True story. Um, I definitely like, I mean, I sang a lot throughout my life, but not like, I didn't get professional lessons until like probably like a couple of years ago. But when I did go into singing, I actually found that because I did voice acting and because I kind of understood the concept of like resonation and whatnot, that made like some things easier when I learned singing. But yeah, both go hand in hand. Yes, they do. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. Like maybe get into singing as well. But yeah, I've been practicing like a lot, like a lot of Phantom of the Opera recently because the songs are just so good and because it's like it's I mean the music is just beautiful and like vocally again like it's challenging but not in a way that like hurts my throat. But yeah, It's pretty sweet. I think I've also been like, in terms of music, I've also been like practicing drums more recently and trying to come up with like good drum beats. And I'm like, I'm hoping this doesn't just sound like nonsense. Because sometimes I'm like playing, it's like, oh, do a drum fill. And I like hit like all the drums. I'm like, I don't think that's like the best. It's a drum fill for sure. It's I could be a little more tactical about it. But yeah. Well, I think that's all the time I have for today. But thank you all for watching this stream. Feel free to drop funds in the thanks if you want to support this channel or me not being poor. um, I definitely had a bit of like a broke summer this year, or just like a summer where I was like, I'm gonna eat like quesadillas every day. um, yeah, and then my stomach definitely suffered the consequences because you shouldn't eat like soft foods too much all the time. Um, but does Steam stay up or will yeah, streams stay up on YouTube. You can always like watch them later. Um, but yeah, like feel free to like and be sure to check out the Casting Call Club. Not sponsored. I promise I'm not sponsored by Casting Call Club. Um, but yeah, like I yeah, feel free to watch like the memes where I do voice acting, or check out my work where I've done voice acting, or check out my demo reel, which is like the first thing you see on this channel. If you're looking to hire a voice actress, meaning me. But yeah, all right. I hope you guys have a good night. Have a good evening. I'll, yeah, I'll try to be more frequent with my gaming streams. I think now that I'm actually like better at Armored Core, I feel more motivated to play Armored Core more often. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Bye. Take care, have a good one. Thank you. Bye.